Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live Recruiting Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Dadgummit, today is, gosh, my eyes are getting bad, Wednesday, February the 5th for you. It is Tuesday evening, February the 4th for us. Keep that in mind moving forward with any todays, tomorrows, or yesterdays. Got a fantastic show for you tonight, folks. We got some fantastic recruiting questions we're going to get to. I'm going to toss out some hibachies. Here to do it with me, as they always are, 100% of the time when they're here, Mr. Cole Pinkston, Sir Alan Head. How about you, fellas?
How about you?
How about you, brother? How y'all doing, man?
Cole's still a little sniffly.
But I feel better.
You still sound sniffly. It's like enough already, dude?
Well, you know what it is? It's, you've done the nose spray, right?
Sure.
I don't want to get addicted to that stuff because you can, apparently, very easily. And I really believe that it opens you up for like 10 minutes and then it closes your nose back up again. So I'm trying to wean off.
It's designed to keep you coming.
Right. I'm weaning off of that. I was using it. I'm trying to go like off of it. And that's left me clogged up a little bit. But, it's all good. If my voice bothers you, I do apologize.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Hurt my nose. All right, we're going to get some questions from the corner. I've already peeked at several of them. They're fantastic. I'm excited to answer them for you. Before we do, I'm rocking the Albie shirt tonight, the Albie Rowback shirt. Fantastic. I love this shirt. I don't wear anything on it. I got the Magnum PI, chest hair coming out. Oh.
That's a great shirt, man.
I love it. I love it. I love both my Rowbacks, my quarter zip and my Albie shirt. And I've seen other people wearing them, so they wear them. They love it too. If you're not familiar with Rowback, there's only one way to describe Rowback: best fit, best feel. There's only one way to describe it. For those who aren't familiar with Rowback, they're completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable activewear. Rowback just released some new licensed game day collection, and it's fantastic. You heard me talking about it, man. They got the clean hoodie, the Q-zip designs. You've seen me wear that on some of the shows, especially with the Albie shirt. I love the Albie shirt. So it's a bunch of Albies. They also have some shorts, fantastic with great fabric. Makes it it's a nice short, but the comfort of an athletic short. Use the promo code, special promotion here, 20% off, man. Go try out the Auburn Q-zip. Go try out the Albie shirt. They've got other selections. They got some awesome shorts. Use the promo code Auburn20 for a generous 20% off all new customers. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. Go to rowback.com. That's 20% off all performance polos, shorts, and more with promo code Auburn20. We love Rowback here. Well, you will too. I guarantee it. Go get you 20% off of your transaction. Go to rowback.com. Use Auburn20 for your promotional code. All right, fellas, let's get right to what everybody's here for.
Yeah.
The freaking questions from the corner, recruiting questions from the corner. We appreciate everybody participating. Q1, Tigers Unlimited. Does Auburn sign any other top 15 players out of the state of Georgia outside of Devin Carter? Now, what I'm going to do here, let's pull this up real quick, Zach in the back. Let's see. Let me pull up the Georgia top. The top recruits out of Georgia, and we'll just go down the top 15 as it stands right now. This is the On3 composite, or what's it called? The On3 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Industry rankings. Who did that? Was that mine? Did you share my page, Zach?
How about that?
That's a little early, big dog.
Already got it.
I'm glad I was ready. I mean, hey, dude. Okay, that's on his computer. That's on his. Yeah, you take that chance, big dog. All right, let's see. Hold on. That's 2025. Zach, click that 2026 up there. There you go. Tyler Atkinson, Xavier Griffin, Caden Prothrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Caden Prothrow. Let's see. Aaron Gregory, Tristan Gibbons, Jordan Carter. A lot of familiar names. Bryce Perry Wright, certainly one. Deuce Gerald's. Devin Carter.
Xavier Tiller. Is he in that mix?
He is at number 18.
Okay.
Yeah, right outside.
And Jay Lamar is 20. So let's move that Tigers Unlimited. Let's bust it out to the top 20. Because you've got Jay Lamar at number 20. He's already scheduled an official visit. Xavier Tiller, we think Auburn is trending heavily for him at number 18.
Yep.
You have let's see, I'm going back up into 12, the top 10. You've got a commitment from Devin Carter at 9. Now, Bryce Perry Wright, we expect to see him back at Auburn again.
That's the one that caught my eye with this question as you're scrolling there.
And Caden Prothro, Tyler Atkinson. Half of these guys will take official visits.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm with you. Of those guys that I just mentioned, Tyler Atkinson, Xavier Griffin, to a certain extent, he might visit Auburn. Caden Prothro, Aaron Gregory might visit Auburn.
Yes.
Jordan Carter for sure.
Jordan Carter, Bryce Perry Wright, Deuce Geralds.
I hadn't heard Deuce Gerald's name in a while, but he's somebody I know that Vontrell King Williams likes a lot, so we'll see what happens.
Cam Brooks is another one that's kind of like a guy here every once in a while. Want to see him on campus before I put any validity to that. Xavier Tiller, and Jay Lamar. Of those guys, fellas, top 20 Tigers, unlimited. Does Auburn sign one of those guys?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Who's the most likely?
Xavier Tiller, in my opinion. I think
he's most likely.
I think Auburn's going to be in a good spot with Bryce Perry Wright when it's all said and done. Can they beat Georgia? I think Clemson's also in the mix there. So some stout competition for him.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Not sure if Florida's there in the mix with him or not. I know Georgia for sure. I think that's the biggest competition right now, if I had to guess. But I do like, from what I've heard from people that I've talked to that know even more than me, for sure, it's Bryson Tiller is the one, in my opinion.
Xavier
Tiller.
Got your mind on basketball.
I do. It's what
I was about to say. I've heard that name before.
Just a quick side. I mean, we mentioned him, Jay Lamar. He's in the top 20.
Yes.
Yep.
He has an official visit set to Auburn already. I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm pretty careful with when we get into evals. Obviously, you and I, Alan, and Zach.
Sure.
You can't be too crazy when you're comparing people and talking up people. You have to be careful. You have to hold back a little bit. I'm going to tell you something. Jay Lamar's running back film might be my favorite running back film I've seen in a couple of classes. In a couple of classes.
Talk to me, big dog.
I really feel that strongly about it. I think he's that good. And Jeffrey, you've heard the same thing I have on him. Well, he might be the number 1 overall guy on the running back board. I'm not going to go as far to say that he is. We've heard that he might be because, it changes all the time. But
sure,
that's how much they like him for sure. And I like him that much as well. I think he's ridiculously good.
I think if you're Auburn and Jay Lamar is number 1 on your board, you're hoping that Georgia probably puts all their chips in on Cooper, right? Like that's
exactly what I was thinking.
Now, Auburn could beat them straight up. I don't know, right? But I think it definitely plays better in your favor if Georgia goes all in on a different back. That kind of opens the door there for you to – it just makes the competition a little bit different.
I'm telling you, that guy is he's one of my favorites I've watched on film in a while, and I know where he stands for Auburn. So it'll be – and he has an official visit set. So I wanted to point that out. I wanted to say that about him.
I would put him in my top 3. I'd put Xavier Tiller, Jay Lamar, Bryce Perry Wright. Those 3 Tigers Unlimited, in my opinion, are Auburn's best shot of signing a top 20 player from Georgia. As it stands right now.
Yeah, I like those 3.
All right, Buck, 1988. Which one does Auburn take out of a combination of Xavier Tiller, Caden Prothro, or go all in on both?
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, if you can get both of those guys, you're business.
You don't tell either one of those 2 guys no.
No, Ben's.
Do you think there's a situation if let's say that Prothro wanted in today? That they would take Prothro and go, all right, I think we're okay. I don't think so. I think they would take them both, but I'm just asking.
I don't. I mean, I think you take Caden Prothro, bingo, you still work on Xavier Tiller, you try to sell it to both of them how they're going to be using the offense. And you come away with one of them by the end of the signing day. You can't tell Xavier Tiller no thank you this early in the cycle, and then Caden Prothro flip to Georgia come November.
You just hit the nail on the head, Jeffrey, because to me it's timing, right? If you're next to signing day and Tiller tells you, hey, I want in, and you feel comfortable about where you stand with Prothro, At that point, your class may be full enough that you feel comfortable saying, no, pass. But this early in the cycle, when you don't have, I mean, you've got 6 commitments right now? Nah,
Yep.
you're taking the best that want in right now. And if they're a take on your board, you take them.
Yeah.
The numbers will work themselves out later on down the line.
Both tier 1 guys, both
Yes.
takes.
I'm sure y'all are hearing the same chatter, but man, I mean, I think confidence might be growing that a flip could happen with Tiller from A&M to Auburn. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. It's pretty positive with Auburn. So I don't know a timeline. I don't know anything like that. It's too early to really know those kind of things, but he's the kind of guy that could do it at any time, I would think. And that's what I'm hearing on that one right now.
B-Rad is rad. Little self flex there, B-Rad. Which of the currently scheduled OVs is the most significant for Auburn? Well, as it stands right now, OV wise, you've got 3, 4, I think 7 guys. You got Zion Ely, Jaira Edwards, Wayne Henry coming in June.
Mm-hmm.
You got Caden Prothrow coming in June. You've got Parker Pritchett coming in May, and you also have Jared Curtis and Jay Lamar. Those are the guys we've confirmed official visits with so far. And let me tell you something else. There will be, I've got this coming out tomorrow. So by the time y'all are hearing this, Trenton Henderson is coming in May 16th. I told you to keep an eye on that May 16th weekend.
Yep.
Trenton Henderson's coming in that weekend as well. He could be the number 1 edge guy. May 16th, Jerry Curtis, Jay Lamar, and you're going to have Trenton Henderson May 16th as well. Also, Hezekiah Harris is going to come in May. So with Trenton Henderson, so that changes my opinion because it's a good question, B-Rad. To me, fellas, I'll just get mine out of the way. Jay Lamar, Trenton Henderson.
Okay. Cole, go ahead, and then I'll jump.
Well, you got Parker Pritchett in there. You got Zion Ely. You got Jaira Edwards. It's tough.
I mean, you know how I feel about Jay Lamar. He's got to be in there for what I just said about him.
Yeah.
So let's say him. Zion Ely stands out to me.
Know.
And I'll tell you, and I know we talked about this quarterback thing, but I have a weird feeling. First of all, I will say I thought the quarterback was one position I would have a really good read on with this staff, right? I haven't really been able to track them down on what they exactly want to do with quarterback on the last few editions until it started becoming a thing. Until Deuce Knight started emerging, until Jackson Arnold started emerging. I couldn't have predicted how they were going to go about those things. And we talked about this, is this the year that you go all out for Jared Curtis? I think they're going to, man. I really do. I have that feeling about that recruitment. So I guess he's up there. him and Jay Lamar. Maybe him and Zion Ely. Yeah.
Okay. We talked about Trenton Henderson maybe being number 1 on the board as far as edge targets are concerned. Can Zion Ely, in y'all's opinion, you've seen him, Cole, I trust your evaluation here. Can he play end? Can he play 5 tech at Auburn?
Probably. Yeah. I don't see why not.
Because if you could recruit him as an end, it's a different position, and it opens up what you can take at the edge position. And if that's the case, give me pass rushers, give me Zion Ely and Trenton Henderson, 1, 2. It does not matter the order, both. Okay. I think both would absolutely help Auburn. You're going to be graduating Keldrick Falk this year, continuing to replenish that side of the line of scrimmage.
He just got here.
It's vitally important, right? I mean, and he's already on draft boards. I think he's right now tentatively some early projections, and this is early, second round. And so he's bubble spot for coming back. Because to me, if you're second round and you have the opportunity to increase your value to first round with what you can make at NIL now, you think about coming back. But if he plays the way he did this year and he continues to improve, that's going to create a hole at that position. And I think Zion Ely, for that reason, becomes that much more important if he can play 5 tech. And then if you're the number 1 pass rusher on the board, obviously that's a huge OV in my opinion.
When you asked me that question, Alan, about playing end, or when we think about that, can the guy play end? My mind goes to Keldrick Falk.
Right.
And I compare the builds, and man, there's just not many guys out there like Kelter Falk.
There's
There really aren't. Zion Ely's not quite that big,
right.
But that doesn't mean he can't play it. I think he can. I think he's a versatile guy that can do both. So that is an important detail.
War Dam 23 out of Zion Ely, Tyler Atkinson, and Tank Jones, all 5-star guys. Which is most likely to sign with Auburn, and who is least likely? Rank them, fellas. Most likely to least likely, the 5-star Zion Ely, Tyler Atkinson, and Tank Jones.
I'll go Tank Jones 1, Zion Ely 2, Tyler Atkinson 3, as far as most likely to least likely. I would go. I don't think Tyler Atkinson. He can say whatever he wants. The second he picks any other school besides Georgia, I'll consider myself shocked. And I think he's a great kid and a great player. Phenomenal. Maybe the best player in this entire class.
Yeah, he is really good. I think I'm totally different on it.
Okay.
Number 1 for me is Zion Ely, most likely.
Okay.
I think number 2 is I'm kind of a toss-up between Atkinson and Jones there. I'll go with Jones, but it's close. And then Atkinson, number 3.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of faith in Auburn getting those 2 right now. That's just me. There's no reason why they can't.
What did you say, Cole?
Ely 1, Jones 2, Atkinson 3.
I was going to put Ely 1 as well. I just want to make sure I wasn't going in here alone. Yeah, I think Ely. I'll give Auburn. I mean, I don't know that I'd put any of those 3 in this class right now, but
that's kind of my point. Ely, it's too early for me. I need him to come back on an official visit.
Yeah.
Jones,
I need him to come back in April, and I needed him to come back again in June. And then I needed him to come back again in the fall.
And I think the thing with Jones for me is because he's from in-state, Auburn is going to be in that recruitment.
Yeah.
Would I pick Auburn to be the winner today? No. But do I think they have an opportunity to be in that one to the very end? Absolutely. And they very well could land him. Just because I'm saying I wouldn't favor it today doesn't mean that they're not squarely in contention for him. So that's why he's number 1 for me, just given the proximity to it and how much Auburn's invested in him to this point.
Jacko Lantern 11. Who is Auburn's statement, quote unquote, high-ranked, high-profile guy in this class, such as Cam? Who's Cam?
Coleman,
Deuce, Knight, or Perry from the past couple?
Oh,
Cedarian Morgan. It's got to be
Cedarian Morgan. I'll go with you.
Yes, Cedarian Morgan for the win for sure.
Unless you get a Jared Curtis.
Yeah, Jared Curtis, obviously. My mind goes to in-state guys.
Allen's not sold.
Cedarian Morgan or Tank Jones would be.
All right. I think Jared Curtis is a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong here. But I'm always a little wary about kids that play private school ball, man, and how that translates
Hold on. That's not the question, though. Statement. High-profile, high-ranked guy.
See, but for me, a statement guy's got a pan, right?
Well, see, Perry's not a statement guy then.
To this point,
Deuce is not a statement guy. He's saying, for example, Cam Coleman, Deuce Knight, or Perry Thompson.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, statement.
Whew.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Cedarian Morgan. Let's put it that way. He's going to be a top 10 player.
That's the first name that popped in my mind.
Give me the quarterback out of Houston, Keyshawn Henderson.
That's your boy now.
I love the kid. I mean, I think he can ball.
Again, when you say this question, and we get this type of question a lot, who is it most embarrassing to lose? Because it's a statement when you close the door, right?
Fair.
And to me, Cedarian Morgan, you got his teammate there. He's from Benjamin Russell, right down the road.
Yeah,
that's the one for me this year. I feel like,
that's my pick too.
They're doing so well with receiver too, and it's like, man, there's a lot of signs pointing towards Auburn here. You know how we feel about things that are almost too obvious. It's like,
is Cedarian top in-state player?
Yeah,
Tank is.
Yeah. He could be one before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Though. I mean,
Easily, yeah. I tell you what, Benjamin Russell's got a new coach, Kirk Johnson, who was at Catholic.
Okay.
Former Huntington Hawk. So he's had some great offenses at Catholic. I'll be interested to see how they use Cedarian Morgan over there. That could boost him a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Jay Lee's pink head
Mm-hmm.
or Jay Lee's pink head. Which recruits would have an immediate impact as freshmen if they sign with Auburn? Cedarian Morgan?
Yep.
Yes. You would have to think he would.
In a Malcolm Simmons type role, or a Cam Coleman type true freshman role? Because Cam Coleman is going to be a junior. Malcolm Simmons will be a junior.
You ready for this one? Devin Carter.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I'm a big fan with Devin Carter.
I could see that.
Jay Lamar.
That was where I was.
Ian Nacho.
Oh.
At least too deep. I mean, yeah.
Man, do you have to play a guy like that as a true freshman?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, we don't know. Covering Auburn, we don't know what that's like, right? When you get a guy of that caliber as an offensive lineman,
you got to play him in year 2, right? You have to.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do with him?
It's a lot of investment. Your ROI if you're not playing him by year 2.
I mean, you don't want to get Caden Proctor's good, he's a good player, but he struggled in pass protection a lot, since when he was a freshman starting for Alabama.
Who's Caden Proctor? Oh.
So it's like,
the big left tackle. Yes.
Yeah, from Iowa.
You really want to do that?
Is that the dude who left and came back?
Yeah, he pocketed $100,000 from Iowa and then went back to Bama.
Look, he's an NFL lineman one day, but he's got to get better at pass protection. That's just the truth here.
He's got to get his body in better shape.
Jordan Seaton, yeah.
Give me Jay Lamar, because running back to me is the one room right now I feel very unsure about. I mean, I think you're going to get some production out of it, but who's the guy? And who's to say that a player of his caliber couldn't walk in and be in the 2 deep tomorrow?
Yeah.
Especially since you're going to be losing Damari after this year. He's gone.
Right.
And who do you feel just 100% positive they're going to be a breakout guy beyond him?
Yeah, it's a good point.
I think Jay Lamar for sure.
Anybody on defense for y'all? Obviously, like a Zion Ely.
Sure.
Jaira Edwards, I think he's another Fagans when it comes to. Well, of course, we don't know if Fagans is going to be that guy yet. I feel like he's going to be. That's how I feel about Jaira Edwards too. And I also feel that way about Bryce Perry Wright. I think he's an immediate impact guy.
You think he's a Jordan Crawford type guy, or do you think he's a 5? He looked thin.
He is thin.
He didn't look thin. 5. Lean is maybe a better word.
He's very lean.
Lean, yeah.
I would call him an undersized guy, I think.
Okay.
Maybe just a touch.
Do you think he's 260?
Yeah. 250, 260, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
He's probably 6'3", 6'2.5". But y'all know how I feel about undersized D linemen.
Love them.
I like the big guys too. Obviously, I like Keldrick Falk, but I just love a good undersized D lineman who gets after it. It's hard to stop that.
Give me Jaquez Wilkes, linebacker.
Wow.
Love the skill set. I love guys that play running back and linebacker. The lateral movement skills, speed, athleticism, it all translates to that position. I also think Auburn needs help at that position, just because you don't really know what you have there right now. I'm not taking a shot at DJ Barber, and Melendez, I think, is going to be a really good player, but he's a Mike backer, and I'm not convinced that you know what you have at that spot right now. And so I think he can make an immediate impact potentially on next year's roster.
If you're looking at linebacker right now, you're going, gosh, how big would it be to get an impact guy like that, an immediate impact guy? Like, imagine plugging Tyler Atkinson in to what's currently there. Right?
For sure. If you could, go ahead, Jeffrey.
No, I was going to say he's another one that you definitely got to throw in there.
I mean, he's, in my opinion, he's a top 5 player in this entire class. I mean, he is really, really good. I don't know. Did you guys watch his state championship game?
Yeah.
What do you have? Like 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 8 tackles total. Just absolutely wrecked Juju.
His game speed is
unreal, man.
On another level. I mean, when I watched them play Grayson, when they played Thompson to open the season, he was moving faster than everybody on the field.
Yeah.
Different speed. It's like noticeable to the eye. And it's like, I mean, I think he's a generational linebacker talent. And I've seen this guy since the very first Under Armour camp that I went to in Atlanta. When he was in 8th grade, he won the MVP of the camp. And he was acting as an edge rusher that day. He only weighed like 190 pounds, maybe 185.
Cole, I was going to say, he gives you a bonus, right? He can play an off-ball linebacker spot for you, but he can also pass rush and come off the edge. So, I mean, he's the kind of guy that can contribute in a lot of different ways, for sure.
Yep.
Buck 1988, basketball enthusiast. Where does Auburn stand with Caleb Holt from Georgia, originally from Buckhorn? Top group of schools, Buck. He is in no hurry to make a decision. I think he doesn't plan to make a commitment until November, like late November. So nothing moving on him. I think Ole Miss is getting an official visit. I would be absolutely floored, shocked. Of course, Wes Flanagan being at Ole Miss is going to be big for Ole Miss there, but I would be shocked if he doesn't visit Auburn again. Official visit. A long time ago in this recruitment, Houston, Kentucky, Tennessee, Kansas, everybody you can think of is on this guy, Alabama, Auburn. So nothing imminent for his recruitment. Some visits. I think the next phase of his recruitment will be visits and setting up official visits. Certainly think Auburn will get one of those as well as several others. But commitment date, I think it was his birthday, November 26th.
Help me out here, Alan. Caleb Holt. Okay, who would you compare him to? Is he Todd Pettiford level? Are we talking maybe even a step further than that? How good is this guy?
He's good. Significantly different player than Tahad, in my opinion. Jeffrey, you've probably talked to him more than I have. What impression do you get from him?
Well, I haven't seen him since early last fall. I think that when he was still at Buckhorn. Now, at that point, I felt really good about Auburn, at least being a top 3 contender for him. And I still do. I want to see him back, though.
Is it Grayson?
He's at Grayson now. Mm-hmm. He transferred this offseason or shortly. Hell, it might have been. No, it was early last fall.
Well, that school's just got talent everywhere, does it not?
Great recruiting staff. Doing a great job of getting players there. And listen, that's not taking a shot at anybody. That's just what you got to do in high school. Yeah. If you're not recruiting, you're getting left behind. So if you're not attracting talent,
but to describe him, I mean, you're talking about somebody who's 6'5" with a 6'9" wingspan, super bouncy, can really shoot it. So just a different player. I mean, it would be a plus add for Auburn. Now he's 2027. Jeffrey,
is he 26?
He's 26. I'm sorry. So 2026. Tough to put a comp on him, but electric player. I mean, and again, just significantly bigger than Tahad, more of a natural scorer. Yeah. I mean,
he's a 2 guy. He's an off. He's an off. I mean, he's a 2 guy. Yeah,
he's a 2 or a 3. Yeah, you could probably play him at both.
Yeah, you could go small ball and put him at the 3, no doubt.
Gotcha.
Stephen A.U., are there any edge recruits that you see being talented and physically ready enough to overtake the current edge roster guys in the 2026 season? So that's in 2 years. Come in as true freshmen to overtake the guys that are on the roster now. I guess Ely and Henderson being, hell, you got Tank Jones, you got Hezekiah Harris, you got.
This is one of the strongest edge classes, and they're all in the Southeast region for the most part, besides
all
Ely.
In Auburn's footprint.
And don't forget about Andrew and Aiden Harris. I mean, I think they're both high at end and Buck. So it's
you also have Tristan Givens in Georgia, who's a big time guy who Auburn likes. I mean, there are a bunch of big time and that fit this description. Like talented and physically ready to do what you're asking there. I would say Trenton Henderson is talented. I don't know if he's quite physically ready yet. He's still got some weight to put on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he
Shit.
is live wire.
Don't forget about Jermaine Kinsler.
Good call. Out of New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's probably more of a 5, maybe.
Yeah.
I was thinking so too.
True edge. I'm not sure, but I think he is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What about Aiden? Is he a 3 tech or is he going to play 5? Where do they see him?
I think he's a 3 and a 5. I think he's going to start at 5 and work eventually maybe to 3. And then Andrew's edge all day. He's an edge.
Yeah. And higher on the board than I think some would anticipate.
I completely agree. I think his personality matches up better with Auburn than Aiden's does. I know they're twins, but they're 2 different people, believe it or not. They're 2 different people.
Bro, you kill me.
Book out. Where do you see the 2026 D-line targets playing at the next level? Example, edge, 3 tech, 5 tech. The 2026 D-line targets playing at the next level. I guess that's kind of what you were talking about. Do you see?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of just walked through that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vodney's what, a 1 and a 3 maybe? Probably predominantly a 1 or a 0.
I think he's a nose.
Okay. So he can shade and play 1 or he can play 0 head up.
Right. Yeah.
We talked about Aiden. He's a 3. He's a 5 or a 3, probably. God, y'all help me. Well, who was the 5 that Rodney loved that slid inside to 3 by the end of his career? Got drafted by the Packers.
Jay Ratliff. Oh no, Montravius Adams.
No, well, mine was always a 3. God, what's the kid's name?
He's the Packers, is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Monty Adams. It wasn't Jay Ratliff.
Blackson
and Angelo Blackson.
No. He started out at D end, out of the Atlanta area. He didn't end up finishing with Rodney. He finished underneath Jimmy. Him and Derek Hall was same draft class.
Man, I'm blank here.
Give me just a second. I'll pull.
Usually, I'm on this. Zach, where you at? You're not talking about sure? No, Carl Lawson never did that.
No.
Colby Wood?
Yes.
Yes.
Colby Wooden.
Sorry.
Yes. Aiden's a Colby Wooden type, right? Where he's a little bit of a tweener.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. I mean, I'm glad we pulled it.
You know, Colby Wooden started playing some stand-up edge. But
yeah.
You know, I mean, he doesn't get talked about enough.
He doesn't.
He's
because of Derek Hall.
Yeah, Derek Hall was really good. He's really good right now too. I mean, Colby Wooden's on the roster with the Packers, right? Is he playing? He's playing
I don't
a little
know.
bit.
I haven't paid as much attention to the NFL this year as I would have liked. So I know Derek Hall has played and played extremely well, but Kobe, I haven't checked his stats. But that was a heck of a class. I mean, you know, that's why Rodney is who Rodney is, right?
Yeah. Marlon Davidson came to mind too, but he pretty much stayed at
5. Except for on certain pass rush downs, and then he would shift inside some.
He was really deceiving because you look at him and go, that's a 3. But he was so athletic, he played 5. Like, yeah, he weighed like 290.
Let me read off some guys, and then you tell me, Cole and Jeffrey, where you think they're at. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm getting to my list right now. Zach, if you want to share Jeffrey Lee's screen again.
What I do? No.
Contingent on what's on there.
What are we looking at?
I think Zach was sharing his own screen.
Was that what it was?
What are we looking at?
Defensive lineman. I'm going to start calling some guys out.
Oh.
All right. So we talked about Aiden Harris. We think he's a 5 and a 3. Bryce Perry Wright. Where do you guys see him?
5.
3.
I was going to say 3. You think he's a 5, Cole?
I think he starts out there.
Right now he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But ultimately, yes, a 3. I think Auburn views him as a future 3.
He's so twitchy, man. I mean, he's a lot like Antonio Coleman.
Yeah.
Was.
Very good comp.
He could be a 3. Yeah.
Ernest Rankins.
Offensive tackle.
Okay.
That's how I see him. I mean, he might hate me for saying that, but that's what he looks like to me. That's what I thought when I watched him when I went to go see. He was teammates with Sam Turner. But I guess it maybe a 3.
Yeah, I think so on defense.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 more. Jermaine Kinsler.
5.
5 and 3. He's a big guy.
All right. And Deuce Gerald's.
5. Deuce Gerald's reminds me a little bit of Marcus Harris.
Yeah, I'll pass on him. I don't really know.
He was the top performer at the Under Armour camp last year as one of the younger guys. And I've talked. I know that Vontrell likes him, but I don't know where things are with him.
Boy, I tell you what, just running those down with you guys, those are names that we've all heard or have passed through Auburn. Vodney Cleveland was the only one that was a 0. And so that makes he's extremely important in this class right now, right?
He is. He's very important. I mean, there's just not a lot of those type of guys out there anymore.
No.
You almost have to go find a diamond in the rough who's not highly ranked, and you're just going to have to tell the fans, like, get over it. We're going to use this guy. He's going to be good. To find a Jordan Crawford in the last class was a huge deal. I mean, you didn't have to look far. He was right down the road, but.
No, I'm with you. I mean, he's got Vince Wilfork type game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that age, that's high praise because I think there's not a better player, in my opinion, is somebody who's a 0-nose that can take on a double and anchor than Vince Wilfork.
In the state championship game, they're like, Jordan, hey, forget that 0 stuff. Go stand up on that edge and go get quarterback. 4.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks in the state championship. Yeah.
Just don't see it.
All right, let's see what the Hamburglar wants to know. You can only have one. Would you rather have a national championship in basketball this year with a top 10 football class?
Okay.
Or number 1 recruiting class and no basketball championship?
It's a no-brainer for me.
Me too.
Me too.
It's national championship in
Natty
basketball.
all the way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cole?
Cole's different.
No way.
Give me the number 1 recruiting class in football.
Oh, thank you for taking some of that basketball shade off of me this week, Cole.
I have no issue. And look, they think I hate Auburn basketball or something, and I don't. I love it. It's great. I want them to win the national championship. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine a number 1 recruiting class at Auburn in football? Or is it almost too much pressure? Like, do you want that kind of pressure on you?
See, I think for me, and the reason why, it's a national championship, and that could never be taken away, right? I mean, once you have, unless, God forbid, something were to happen penalty-wise, NCAA, though that's about dead now. Recruiting classes can fall apart, right? Transfer portal happens now. There's so many different pieces to that might not necessarily make it hold number 1 value all the way through. So a national championship will never change. That's the constant.
And plus, it's a top 10 recruiting class in football. So it's not like it's like, your class falls apart and it's number 47. No, that would be a difference.
I'm going to get destroyed for that take.
Yeah, get him. Get him. Yes.
Right here.
And the last time that Auburn recruited 3 straight top 10 classes, I think that was when Gus played for a championship in 2013, right?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, you win championships at Auburn with top 10 classes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So long as
the difference between a number 7 class and a number 1 class is going to be 2 5-stars, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. It is. Don't get me wrong.
Huge deal.
But if you hit on quarterback,
especially,
your impact spots, you can get around some of that, right?
Especially though, with the turnaround you've seen so far with the big name guys from the staff. Like, we've seen big name guys, you can run down the list. Byron Coward, Calvin Ashley. There's others, I'm sure, that just did not live up to the hype, but and it's early. It's very early. I don't want to get ahead of my skis here, but Cam Coleman looks to be exactly what they thought he was. Malcolm Simmons.
Yes.
Caleb Harris was a guy that nobody talked about.
I'm going to get killed for saying this. I know I'm going to get killed for saying this.
Join the club.
Yeah.
But to me, as much as I love who Owen Papo the person is, he didn't live up to that ranking.
No, he was a solid 4-star.
No, you're right. He was good. He was good. He wasn't a bad linebacker by any means, but he was not what you thought he was going to be exactly.
No.
Derek Brown did. Marlon Davidson did.
But again, and this is why recruiting rankings are the way they are, he's on a pro roster right now, right? Mm-hmm. And playing.
I think Cam Coleman's already lived up to what he was a freshman All-American.
Yes. Yeah. Look, I tell you another one. If injury hadn't gotten him, I fully believe Carl Lawson would have lived up to every bit of his
billing. For sure. Oh, absolutely.
You're right. You're absolutely
right. But Cam Coleman is the second best wide receiver in the freshman class. Jeremiah Smith is number one, easy, and then it's Cam. In my opinion, it's Cam Coleman.
No, I agree. I think it's Cam, and then Ryan's not far behind him, right?
Completely agree.
You know what I mean? You've got 3 really good receivers out of that class. Now, obviously, the kid at Ohio State is just another.
Nah.
He's another stratosphere, man.
Yeah. He's up here, and then Cam and Ryan are like tier 2.
Yes.
Joe, Zach in the back says Jeremiah Smith put up some insane separation. That was the biggest thing. He said the separation between him and everyone else, not only in the race that I'm talking about, but the separation he created with his routes.
Oh my God.
I know it. He's ridiculous.
Might be the best college football wide receiver in college. I completely agree.
Look, if there's ever been a kid that could have a court case to make himself eligible for the NFL draft before that 3 years out of high school, that's the kid. But he might have to take a pay cut to go to the NFL.
Yeah,
given what Ohio State's having to pay.
He'd be a top 5 pick right now. I don't doubt that, Zach. That's what Zach said. All right, let's go. Let's get some high batches. Anybody got any this week? I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6. Now let me. I'll start. How about that?
Okay.
I'm gonna start with. I got Jaylee's pink head and phone. Remember the suggestions they had?
Yep.
I tried one of them out the other night. Let me try them out real quick. Okay. Let me see. All right. So according to Jaylee's pink head,
it just won't work for me. It only works for you.
2 is the balloons. We've seen the balloons before. Sometimes there you go. Okay. There you go. Double deuces is supposed to be confetti.
Does it
like it?
Does it know you're the host? It knows you're the host, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Alan,
thumbs up. We know this. We know this. We know that. It does it anyways. And then we did the fireworks. Remember the fireworks the other night? Okay. All right. And then phone came in and said there's a couple of more. Hold on. Let me try them. Let me see what phone says.
See, this is the Auburn 3, the Auburn live version of sign language right now.
You can thumbs down. We got that double thumbs down for a rainstorm.
What we got?
I think I'm milking a teat. Milking the cow. It just did it. Was it a rainstorm? I couldn't see. I got the stupid picture pulled up. What was it?
Yeah, it was
that. Was it? Okay.
You was getting rained on.
Yeah. How about that?
Boo! Why won't it do it again? Whatever. It did it one time. All right. So there you go, man. How about you to Jaylee's pink head? How about you to phone for those 2 things?
Yeah.
How about you to hard freeze warning? How about you to North Georgia Tiger, North GA Tiger?
That's a great one.
How about you to J-Rock Eagle?
Good one.
How about you to Bagum Welders AU?
Okay.
Great day. He deserved one. He did. He did like passively ask, "Hey man, am I ever gonna get one? I mean, thanks for noticing me."
Little Eeyore action.
I'm just kidding, Wilders. He's a good poster, too. All right, so
Yeah.
J. Lee's Pink Kid for me, phone, hard freeze warning, North Georgia Tiger, J-Rock Eagle, Welders AU. What y'all got, fellas?
I got one, and it's Turner Walker in a response he gave to me and Cole on a kicker breakdown for Connor Gibbs.
Oh, you know what?
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Time to do it.
Phenomenal response. Turner Walker, really appreciate you. You educated me, man. That was a good one.
Okay.
Turner Walker's a great poster. He is also a Prattville resident.
Oh.
So love it. I have 4, I guess, because I gave him a times 2.
Sure.
Snake Earl. That'd be Snake Earl. Snake and the name Earl, all one word.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like snake oil, though. You see what he did there?
Oh.
You got like the howdy doody pick or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. What is that picture exactly?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, howdy doodies. That might be right, but
I don't know.
I had one that I wasn't going to give out. I have rescinded it. So that I'll let you guess who that is. Rob's Chubb, second week in a row for me, man.
Hey, look out, Chubby.
It got Allen again
Every time.
Yeah, he said. I'm trying to figure out what he said here because it was absolutely hilarious. And I want to first say that we love Souls.
Yes.
He said, if you think Cole's food takes are something, wait until you discover the member on this site who posts food pics from his Polaroid camera.
Emotional damage.
It owned me. It's all in fun, Souls, for sure. And then War Eagle JG is my last one. This War Eagle and a capital JG. All one word. He gave me some great insight on Hezekiah Harris. He's close to Hezekiah Harrison.
Nice.
Speaking of JG, how about you to Jeremy Garrett?
Yeah.
Defensive line coach at the Chicago Bears.
Good for Jeremy.
Mount you, big dog.
That is big time.
It was. Good for him.
When you get 1 year in the NFL after leaving college, you got to keep it going. And they got fired at Jacksonville, so it was important for him to get on somewhere else.
I will tell you, his name absolutely came up, when Auburn was looking for a new edge coach. It definitely came up. I'm sure that he and Von Trill, who had worked together for her, and her friends talked. It came up. They ended up with Rock Bellantoni, and I think that was awesome too. Worked out.
Yeah, I would have loved to. I'll be honest with you, selfishly, I would have loved to see Jeremy back here, but great for him. I know that's what he wanted, was to stay in the NFL. And if your consolation prize is Rock Bellantoni, who I think is a phenomenal fit for this staff.
Yeah, he is.
They're doing just fine.
Absolutely.
Fantastic show tonight. Fantastic questions, fantastic posts, some insights, fantastic how about yous. It's a great show. I was really impressed with the questions, the topics, the subjects. I liked it. All right, hey, announcement. PSA, folks. Sunday night is the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay. We tried last year to do a Super Bowl show, and it failed miserably. Cole and I and Justin are going to Nashville on Monday through Wednesday for an On3 convention. So we're not doing a call-in show Sunday night, the night of the Super Bowl. Because we were going to do it, maybe move it to Monday, but we couldn't because we're all going to Nashville. So we've got stuff planned all up there. On3 does for us. We will be working. We just won't be. We'll be in hotels and running around doing things. So no call-in show. I think when we come back, we're going to record a recruiting show Thursday night for a Friday publication. So no call-in show Sunday, and the recruiting show will be moved to next Friday morning, instead of next Wednesday morning. So there you go. And then we'll have our call-in show on Sunday night. All right, folks, that's going to do it, man. We certainly appreciate it. If y'all like my Albee shirt, don't forget to go check out roback.com for a generous 20% off. Use the promo code Auburn20. That's Auburn20, roback.com, ROHOBACK.com. 20% off performance shirts, shorts, and more with promo code Auburn 20. That's going to do it, folks. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Cole, for Alan, for Zach in the back who stayed in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee. Stay out of that left lane. See ya.